first thing before L.O.C.ing your press is to designate a master pallet. Remove all of the pallet tape and make sure all the pallet surfaces are clean. Take a level to several of your pallets to find the best level pallet on your press. Place the level in several directions on the pallet to get a good reading. Make any adjustments if needed to achieve levelness. Once you've designated a master pallet, mark it with a piece of tape so you'll know throughout the process which is your master pallet at all times. Our first goal is to level the frame holders at each head so that they are perfectly parallel and on the same plane to each other from front to rear. Our second goal is to perfectly set the off contact at each head so that they are all accurate and consistent. This is an example of a perfectly flat frame that is being held on a frame holder that is not parallel or in plane to each other. It is causing the frame to rack up and down. The L.O.C. process will correct this problem as well as setting the off contact. Index your master pallet to the first print station. Insert the L.O.C. gauge into the print station like a spring. Center the L.O.C. gauge over the pallet. There are 4 micrometer dials on the L.O.C. gauge that can provide an off-contact setting from 30 thousandths or 1/32 of an inch up to 120 thousandths or 1/8 of an inch. For this example, we are setting the micrometer dials all to 90 thousandths or 3/32 of an inch off contact. Now raise the master pallet up to the L.O.C. gauge. This is where you'll notice that all 4 micrometers are sitting directly on the top of your pallet, but the frame holders are too low, as shown in the rear and front at approximately 1/4 of an inch. To correct this, we must now adjust the frame holders in the front and rear up so that it is level with the L.O.C. gauge. Loosen the necessary bolts from the print head to make these adjustments. Here you can see when adjusting the bolts, the frame holder is raised up to the L.O.C. gauge. These adjustments will set both the frame holders parallel to each other as well as sets the off-contact distance to 90 thousandths or 3/32 of an inch. The selection of off-contact setting is determined on the screen's tension. Also make sure that there is about a finger's distance between the L.O.C. gauge and the frame holders. You do not want the frame holders to be squeezing the L.O.C. gauge. As you can see now, both frame holders are adjusted correctly to the L.O.C. gauge and the gauge is sitting perfectly flat on the master pallet. Make these adjustments on both sides of the print head and properly tighten all nuts and bolts. You've just completed L.O.C.ing process on your first print station. Now index the master pallet to the next print station and carefully move the L.O.C. gauge to the next station and repeat this process to all the remaining print stations on your press. Once you've reached the last print station and completed leveling of all the frame holders, the next step is to leave the L.O.C gauge in the last print station to now set the off contact to the remaining pallets. Index each remaining pallet under the L.O.C gauge and adjust the pallet so that the pallet surface contacts all 4 micrometers, therefore setting the proper off contacts at 90 thousandths. You have now successfully leveled all your frame holders and set the off contact on all pallets using the L.O.C gauge.